Hi everybody, Angie here, coming on to do with a tutorial with you guys today. I have got the cutest project for you. Don't know if you've seen it before. I don't know if you've done it before. It's completely new to me and I just learned it, so I wanted to pass it along and share it with you guys. Okay, these are my ones that I made. We'll go through those at the end. I want to show you how to make it, and then I'll show you what I created, just having a little play with them, okay? And that's just a few of them. Now, what we're going to be making today is a faux, well, not really a handmade envelope with a secret pocket, okay? Handmade envelope with a secret pocket. Now, you can do these pretty much any size. You can probably do them down to like the little minis, how we like to do little minis, little 2-inch, envelope, up to all the way up to using a 12 by 12 piece of paper and making a big envelope that way. And as a matter of fact, I have some 12 by 12. Let me grab one of those and we will make one of those as well. Oh, that's been torn. Let me find a piece of 12 by 12 because I don't have one here with me, and then you can see what that looks like as well. Let me grab a pad here. I'm just going to use this pad, nice and bright. But this one's already torn out. We'll just use this one. Okay, so I thought we'd do a few different sizes together, and you can see the process of how the make is done, and then from there you decorate it however you see fit. It's a great item to put down on a page as decoration, or as a tuck it in a pocket, clip it in on the side of a page with a bulldog clip or a paper clip or anything like that. Totally up to you. All right, so I'm really excited about this, guys. It's so adorable. You're gonna love it when you see it. Okay, I need to bring up my cutter. Got it down here on the floor. All right, I'm gonna do my cutting first, so then I'll have to keep bringing this big old cutter up in the way continuously. All right, so the only thing you need is a piece of paper that you want to make your envelope out of, and it's got to be a square, okay? 4 by 4, 6 by 6, 8 by 8, 10 by 10, 12 by 12, 7 by 7, whatever it is. It has to have 4 equal sides to it, a regular square. Okay, so we're gonna do one in book page. So let's just trim that down. And we'll just trim it down at the 5-inch mark here. Okay, so it's 5 this way, so we gotta go 5 this way. Okay, and that's not quite 5, so I'll use that for something else. So there's one. I had some grid paper. I thought we'd make one out of grid paper so you could see that. This is 4.5 inches, so I'm gonna go ahead and just cut that off. Could use that for something else maybe. Okay, what did I say that was? 4.5, so we gotta go 4.5 this way. And that's not quite, so there's another one. I've got a music sheet piece of paper here, so we'll do one out of that. So this is 8 inches across. Get a straight edge. So we got to go 8 inches this way. Okay, use that for something else. And then we've got a 12 by 12. So we've got 4 different sizes for us to play with, learn the fold technique, and see a difference of how it looks. We're going to start with the smallest and work our way up, I guess. Okay, all it takes is a few folds and a couple little snips, cuts, and you are done. You're gonna love this, promise you. Okay, so you've got your even square, and what did we say this one was? 5.5 inch square. Okay, now what you're gonna do is diagonally bring it corner to corner and fold it in half. Keep your edges nice and straight together, crisp. Keep your folds nice and crisp. And there we go. And I'm going to get my bone folder here. Okay, so that's our first fold. Okay, Now, if you want to be really precise, use ruler or your grid mark on your mat. I am going to bring the middle notch. You want to put it like this in front of you, and I'm going to line that up with the line at the center line, and line this up on a line here on my grid. Okay, and that's just so I get a straight fold on the next couple folds. Okay, so we know right here is the middle. Okay, we're going to bring either the left or the right, either one, it doesn't matter which one you go first, and you'll fold this corner over and cross over the middle just by maybe a 1/4 of an inch or so. Okay, and give that a crease. Okay, then you're going to do the same with this side, and you're going to come over the same amount, and line up the bottom and fold it and crease it. So we're just folding, doing 4 folds, and we're just going to make ourselves a little envelope. Make it look like an envelope. Okay, so you see how it's forming just like that, and then the top flap we're going to bring down, and that should just pretty much line right up with the other two, just like that. So there we go. We've got ourselves a cute little folded faux envelope. Okay, now I am just going to double check my, or not, double crease all my folds, make sure they're nice and burnished down really well. Okay. And it'd probably be a good idea if you plan on doing some inking. You can do it at this step now before we close our envelope up. Totally up to you. Okay. I like to do it only because I can see my crease lines where I need to do the next step, where I need to make my couple little cuts. So it helps with that. Okay, so along the inside, I'm just going to bring in a little bit of ink around those score lines and those folds. Okay, and just right around the middle box. We can do the outer part later, or we can do the diagonal ones as well. Okay, and then we'll do the outer ones last, after we get it together. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. We folded in half, we brought in the corners, just crisscrossed over the middle point, right like that, and then that's our top flap for our envelope. Okay, see how that's forming? Next step, we're going to open this back up. Okay, and I just use a glue stick with that for this next step, totally up to you. You can use little tape, whatever you want. We're just going to put a little dab of glue right there on that top flap, because as you can see, there's 2 because we folded the page in half, and this is going to get in our way. We can cut it off if you choose, but I just choose just to fold it down and glue it. All that does is just reinforce the center and gives an extra layer of paper. Not a problem. Okay, so just put a little dab of glue right there to fold that down. Okay, our next step is, after we folded that down, we're going to grab this whole piece and we're going to bring it down to the halfway point and line it up with that bottom edge like that. Give it a good crease. So we've got something like that. Okay, again, since that's in the middle, I'm going to bring just a little bit of ink to that line. Okay, so now we've got something like this. Okay, we fold that down, line it up, and get it nice and straight with that bottom edge. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to cut along that crease, that score line, and that score line, and we're just going to come up to our middle right there. Okay, let's put that out of the way, and do a little snip there. And a little snip there. Okay, so we've got something like that. Okay, now these little flaps that we just snipped open, we're going to fold those up and we're going to glue those down. Okay, so just put a little dab of glue right there so they stay out of our way and they're not flapping in the wind. Okay, so then we've got something like that. Okay, now we're going to glue this piece down. Just like that. When we get this done, guys, you are going to absolutely love this. I promise. Okay, so now we've got that. Okay, so now we're going to fold this in. And again, from all the folds, now we're getting into 2 or 3 folds. The paper may want to just buckle on you a little bit, so just kind of keep it straight. Line up your edges at the bottom. Bring your corners back together. Line it up at the bottom. And press it out. Okay, now we can do one of 2 things. We can glue it right here in the middle, or you can just do like an origami fold and tuck that in, just like that. And there is our faux envelope with a secret pocket right there. And let me just grab something there. And there you go. Isn't that adorable? And we started with a 5.5 by 5.5 piece of paper, and our envelope ended up just a little bit more than 2 3/4 inches. Okay, there you go. And then all you have to do, because if you want to use the double pocket, see back here, it's already closed up for you to put some little goodies in there. But if you want to put some in the front as well, it is open. So we do need to run a bead of glue along that bottom end to close that off. Okay, so just run a little small bead of glue right there, and then I just put a little bead of glue in there, and close it off. Okay, and there we go. We've got ourselves a faux envelope with a secret pocket, just like that. Love it. Love it. Okay, then you come back around, finish your inking along the outside edges, and you only need to do the front if you're going to put it down on your page. Of course, then you don't need to do the back, but if it's going to be something that you're just going to clip in, paper clip in, then you want to bring some ink all the way around to the outer edges as well before you decorate. Okay, there you go. Isn't that cute? Okay, so there's one. Let's do another one. This one is, what is 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's 5 by 5 by 5. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. Nope, that's not cut right. Let me bring my cutter in. It's 5 this way. Well, it says it is. Okay. So we're gonna bring our corners up. Just looks like it's one side is longer. I guess not. Okay. Diagonal corner to diagonal corner, just like that. And with each fold, we're gonna burnish them down really, really well. Okay, we've got something like that. Again, find your middle. And I just use my mat. Okay, and just bring that in, crisscross the 2 tips over the middle, just a little smidge, maybe 1/4 inch. About right there. And then our top flap should kind of nestle right in there, and you know you've got the folds right on the same. Now see that little bit of gap right there? Okay, that should line up a little bit better, so all I would need to do is just bring this fold in just by hair, if that bothers you, okay? And just pull that in just a little smidge. So there we go. So now we've got ourselves our pocket. Okay, so now put a little dab of glue there. Go ahead and just glue that down. Then we're going to bring this piece down, line it up, and give it a good fold and burnish it. Okay, Now, see this is where we have to do, our next step is where we do the two little cuts right here and right here, but they're very hard to see. That's why I like to do the inking, so I can see where I need to cut. So bear with me there for a second. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, there's one, and there's two. Okay, so then we've got that. Okay, so we're gonna glue this flap down. Glue these little flaps down. Just like that. Okay, and then we close up this piece. Make sure everything's lined up at the bottom well, and press outward. Get a good flat fold on our envelope, like so, and then glue down the bottom. A little dab of glue there. And a little dab of glue on the inside of this little corner fold right there. Okay, so if you don't want to ink, that's what it looks like, just like that. We've got ourselves a little pocket, again, actually a double pocket, because we've got a pocket in the back, and then we've got a little slot to put a little, you know, to tuck some stuff in the front as well. Okay, faux envelope with a secret pocket. Isn't that dynamite? I love it. Okay, so let's do another one. So there's the one with the book page. Okay, this one's with the music page, and this one was 8 inches, right? Okay, this is an 8-inch square. So again, corner to corner. And this would be a great project to use double-sided paper with. Okay, again, I'm going to use my mat. Line it up on the line. Okay, corner, cross over the middle just by about 1/4 inch. Same with the other side. There we go. Burnish it, and then bring our middle flap down. Okay, there we go. Open it back up. Glue down this top flap. A little bit of glue. Okay, after we glued that down, bring the whole sheet down, line it up with the bottom. Right along the edge, fold and crease. Burnish it. Okay, and again, this is where we do our snipping. Right there to that middle line. Boom. And boom. Okay. Then we're ready to glue these flaps down. So we glue the center one. Bring it towards you, and the flaps go up. Close those off, just like that. Okay, then we'll run a bead of glue along the bottom. Just a small bead of glue. Tuck these corners inside one another, left into right, or right into left, totally doesn't matter. Line up your edges along the bottom and glue it down. Give your folds another little burnish there, make sure you got it nice and flat. And there you go. And that's using an 8x8. Again, nice big secret pocket there and a front secret pocket there. Isn't that lovely? So 4-inch, 5-inch, 8-inch, and let's do the last one, which is a 12 by 12. Okay, corner to corner. Now, if you do one as large as this with a 12 by 12 piece of paper, I would suggest that you just do it as a clip-in. You know, clip it in with a pretty decorated paper clip or a bull pen, something like that. You know, let's see if I have one of these. Yeah, one of these. You know, clip it into the side of your page. Decorative paper clip, or just a plain old paper clip. Totally up to you. Okay. So, okay, so then again, I'm going to line it up with my mat. Find my center point. Good. Okay. And that's going to come in, cross over the center point about 1/4 inch. And fold and burnish. Same with the other side. Fold and burnish. Just like that. Okay? And we're going to open it back up. Oops, forgot to fold. Got to do our flap. Okay, so then we bring this down. That should just fit nicely in the middle. Just like that. Okay, open that back up. Open your side flaps back up. And we're going to glue this down. Okay, then we're going to bring that down. Fold it down, line up your bottom edges, your lines, crease, fold, and burnish. Okay, now we're going to do our 2 little snips right up the side there for our secret pocket. There we go. Okay. Now we're ready to glue the flaps down. Glue that down. Glue your flaps down. Okay. Then these go in. Run a bead of glue along the middle portion, bottom edge. Okay. Put a little dab of glue on one of those corners so when you tuck them in, those will be closed and sealed. Line it up and give it a glue. Okay, and just double check, kind of press out. Burnish those edges again one last time. And there you go. We end up with a 2, 4, 6, 8-inch pocket. Now if you wanted to, and you can just use that as a tuck-in. If you wanted to, you can bring those corners in more and over, rather than overlap them about 1/4 inch, maybe overlap them by a whole inch. That will make your pocket narrower, but it's going to make it taller. Okay, so this is more like a standard, how would you say, like a standard envelope, security envelope in size. Okay, once you start getting comfortable with your folds, you can make it alter the dimension of your pocket, make it a little bit slimmer if you want. Totally up to you. Okay, let's do one more. And we'll try that method just so you can see it. I'm going to go a little faster on this one since we've already done 3. We're going to bring it in. We're going to do another 12 by 12. Grab a piece of paper. I love this design on these envelopes, guys. And I'm sure you do too. I'm sure you're going to be making tons of them and using this method. Okay, corner to corner, line it up, fold and crease. Okay, using my mat, line up the edges. Okay, now I'm going to bring this one in so you can see. Now this one I'm going to overlap the middle piece corners more than just 1/4 inch so we can see how it's going to change the envelope. Okay, so there's our middle line. We're going to come all the way across, maybe about 1/2 inch. Let's just do 1/2 inch. So we're going to actually lose 1 inch. Okay, right there. Okay, so our overlap in the middle is bigger. Okay. Then bring our middle flap, top flap down. Give that a crease. Okay, open it back up. We're going to glue that flap down. Bring this down, line it up, fold it, crease it, and burnish it. Snip our 2 edges. Okay. Glue those flaps down. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. We're going to bead a glue down the middle. Close that portion up. Put a little bead of glue on one of the corners. So when you tuck it in, it will close that up for you. Line up your edges along the bottom. Give it a hold for a moment to catch and press it out. Paper will want to buckle on you a little bit because we're already getting into a few folds. I'm sure you're familiar with paper and how it works. You got to manipulate it. And there we go. That is our pocket. So you can see, you know, how it changes. You know, I just brought it in 1 inch there, but you can even go further if you wanted. Okay? So I am absolutely positive you are going to love this tutorial. Okay? There's 1. And those are the ones that we made. So you can kind of see the differences in sizes. And now all you do is have fun and decorate them and put them in your journals however you want to, guys. Okay, so I'll decorate these on another time. Let me bring in the ones that I made. I just made little mini ones. Okay, here's this one. I used some of the grid paper that I used on this one, and I just decorated it with a couple washi stickers and just put a little ephemera piece, a little butterfly in there, and that will go into a pocket. You can tuck it in, use it as a cluster, a tuck spot, however you want to use it to decorate in your journals. Okay, here's one. Oh, this one's a little bit larger. I just used book page. I inked around with vintage photo, and then just put a couple word labels in there. I decorated with a couple labels there and put a mail label there. So just so you can get a different look And I did each one that I did off camera in a different color also, so you can kind of get a feel for that as well. Here's one with music sheet. I did use vintage photo on this one. Put a little tag in there, an extra little piece of ephemera. Okay, put a couple little elements on the side with a little foliage piece there. So there's that one. Move that out of the way. Okay, here's one. Use the white paper with the grid on one side. Once you get the folds, I put a couple tickets in there. Okay, I decorated this one with yellow. Thought that yellow really popped against that white. Used a piece of crocheted trim and some DIY enamel dots on that one. Here's one again with the grid paper. I just left it white. I thought the white and green really popped. All I did, just left it plain, just put a little white bow and put a couple green label ephemera bits on that one. Okay, so there's that one. This one, again, I used the grid paper. I used washi stickers and I decorated with blue. I went around with some blue distress ink on there, brought in a piece of crocheted trim. I had a little bit of the white ribbon left over. I just threw that on there and tucked in a few little elements. Okay. All blue themed on that one. Okay, and then again, this one I think is my favorite. I used one of my little fussy cut girls out. This is from just a stamp set that I have. It's all book themed. I made the envelope out of music sheet paper, decorated it with just a few labels, a couple word elements, and the little girl, like she's sitting there, she's going to be hanging off. I thought that would look adorable on a journal. Okay, like that. And then I fussy cut one of the stamps out. I thought that was appropriate. Tuck in that in there and a little ticket, and that's it. But you know, I had some other bits. You can pretty much stick. You can get quite a bit in there too. Okay, and put some washi stickers in there if you want. I mean, just load it up, and it'll be just a little bit of extra happiness to a page. Okay. You can fit all kinds of goodies in there. This one's a tall one, but that just goes to show it holds a lot. Okay, so there's the ones I made that are decorated and filled with a few goodies. And here's the ones, again, that we made on camera, I'm sorry. Okay, small one with a, what was that, I think it was 4.5 by 4.5 piece of paper. This one was 5.5 by 5.5. This one was 8 by 8. 12 by 12, but I just folded it a little bit differently. I only came in to the middle about 1/4 inch on this one. And then on this one, I came in to 1 inch on both sides. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a smaller, width-wise, but taller pocket there. Okay, and you can see the dimensions, see how they end up differently. Okay, and again, something like this, you can decorate this side like it's actually getting mailed, put to and from, do a little faux stamp up there, decorate it really nicely, tuck in some really cute goodies, maybe put some trim, put some ribbon, some crochet trim, anything that you see, little bunting, whatever you want to decorate there. And then just clip it in to your journal like that. That would be absolutely adorable. Okay. So I had a lot of fun making these, guys. It's one of my favorites. I hope you like the tutorial. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Give me a like. If you have any questions, if I haven't explained this thoroughly enough, please leave me a comment. I will respond. Have some fun, make tons of them, and let me know how you like it, okay? Thank you so very much for spending time with me today, guys. Take care, God bless, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.